Daltile proudly introduces TV celebrity and DIY expert Chip Wade.
Hi, I'm Chip Wade, TV contractor and DIY expert, and I'm so excited to tell you about RevoTile, a revolution in clickable tile technology that has just hit the market. It's simply place it, click it, and grout it, same day. Check out this quick overview video, and then I'm going to take you through exactly how it works. Clickable tile is the new revolution in flooring. I have everything set out here today to share with you guys, to show you exactly how easy it is to install it and to show you all the beautiful examples of what RevoTile has for you guys. So to start, if we think about traditional tile, tile is the original waterproof flooring. It is the most durable. It's the most stain resistant. It's the densest material, right, that we can have on our floors, and it's the easiest to clean. The only thing that would keep you from putting in tile is possibly, the thought of how time consuming and difficult or skill sets that are necessary to install it. Well, Daltile has brought some really great things to the table. Years of experience and over 3 years of development to bring forward RevoTile. Now, RevoTile is a really, really awesome new system. It consists of a real porcelain tile. So this isn't an inferior product or a derivation of porcelain tile. It's just the same as a Daltile porcelain tile that you would go buy from the store, but we have an additional backer placed on the back with a clickable technology. So I'm going to show you that they have 26 different colorways. They have 3 different sizes, including the 6x24, a 6x36, and even a 12x24 tile that are going to be looking beautiful in your space. Now, if you're like me and maybe you've installed tile before, you know some of the details of what's required. You have to have a lot of tools. You have to have thin set, right? That cementatious underlayment that you put down that actually sticks the tile to the ground. Then you have to let that dry. You come back, then you have to grout it. You have to wait, and then you have to hope that everything is perfect when you're done. Now, if you're a DIYer, you might think, okay, maybe I could do a tile backsplash, or maybe I could do a small powder room, but doing large expanses of tile is above my pay grade. This is really where RevoTile is going to take it to the next level, because any DIYer, no matter the skill level, can absolutely install RevoTile. In fact, if you can install a laminate floating floor, you can install RevoTile. It's really just 3 simple steps. The first is placing your underlayment. Then you're going to click the tile together, and then you're going to grout, same day. The beauty of this floor is it's 2 times faster. I would say even more than that from personal experience over installing traditional tile. In just a little bit, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to install the floor and the process to prove to you just how easy it is. If you're already interested in learning more about this product, you can follow along on daltile.com/RevoTile. And I'm going to be giving more information as we go on where you can buy this. You can buy this at any premier Daltile dealer, and it's going to be in the same price point as entry-level tile, which is awesome and definitely music to my ears. Okay, first up, let's talk about the tools needed to install RevoTile. It's nothing crazy at all. I love to have a nice set of knee pads. I like to have a 2-foot level tape measure, pencil, razor knife. I love having my gloves and my safety glasses, a framing square, and also a laser level is really, really handy. You don't have to have one of these. You can use a string level if needed, but these are the tools that you're going to need in order to get started. Once you have the grouting procedure to go, you're going to use things like your grout float, a trowel, and some sponges. But that's all you're going to need to complete this entire job. Okay, let's talk about floor prep. When you think about installing tile, what do you need? Typically, you need a dry, stable, and clean substrate. It typically has to go over existing concrete or a tile backer board that's either a composite or a concrete backer board. Well, that's a lot of extra weight and installation that's required for traditional tile. But with Revo Tile, we get to eliminate a lot of those things. We still just need a nice flat surface. In fact, we only need about 3/16 within a 10-foot span. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how you figure that out. Now, floor flatness is important, but with Revo Tile, you don't need any additional flatness than you would need for a standard tile floor. Now, what I like to do is use a laser level, and what a laser level does is it casts a level line all the way around the floor. So imagine this table was the floor. What you can do is get a framing square and go around, and you can see exactly the different spots in the floor with that laser line. Now that's really, really handy. You can also use a string level and go crisscross as an X from corner to corner and use a tape measure to see the distance between the string and the floor. All you need is a standard flatness of only 3/16 of an inch, which is very, very small within a 10-foot span, and you're going to be good to go. So that's the same flatness rating if you were going to be installing LVT or laminate floor or even other traditionally laid tile. Now, again, Revo Tile is real porcelain tile. We just have this extra backer piece on the back. Again, I'm going to come up and I'm going to show you a little bit closer exactly what we're looking at. This is a real porcelain tile, and this is actually a backer that has this click technology. This clips together with a engineered tolerance that actually keeps you from having to use tile spacers as well. So what I love about this is it just eliminates all the different tools that you're going to need. Okay, all right. Now, if your floor is out of level a little bit, all you're going to need to do is use some self-leveler or sand down some peaks if you have a wooden subfloor to make sure that that thing is nice and level. Okay, next up is underlayment. And we're going to cut over to our install floor here in just a second. But I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to be dealing with. This is the underlayment. This is a very, very thin underlayment, and it is a high density foam. And this is a required part of the installation because the tiles themselves float on the top of this underlayment. So what you're going to do once your floor is nice and flat, clean and stable, you're going to unfold the underlayment. This is actually called rapid prep. You see the way it comes in the box right here, it comes accordion folded. So when it folds out, it lays nice and flat. Oftentimes when you have underlayment that is in rolls, it tends to want to pick up on you and is a little bit more difficult. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start on our longest wall. We're going to lay out our underlayment, and then we're going to tape the seams together. Here's a quick video to show you how it's done. Revotile truly is revolutionary, not because of the material, but because we're getting the quality of real porcelain tile in a super easy and lightning fast installation. Again, this is what Revotile looks like. These are the 6x24s. There's also 6x36-inch planks, and as you can see here, 12x24-inch tiles, all available in your different wood looks, our different marble looks, and our different concrete type looks, which are super modern, but also incredibly popular right now. Now, when you put Revotile together, where you want to start once we get that underlayment in place is in the upper left-hand corner of the room on your longest wall. You can see that we have these spacers that come with the Click installation kit. These are 3/16-inch wedge spacers. And because this is a floating floor system, it actually floats on top of the existing floor surface. Now, one thing that I didn't mention earlier is the beauty of what we can go on top of with Revotile. You can see here we're on top of a concrete subfloor. That's completely cool to go straight over the top of with your underlayment and Revotile. But you can also go over existing tile or another existing floating floor system like an LVT, a laminate, or even a vinyl floor. The beauty of this is it takes out a lot of extra effort for unnecessary demo in some of those circumstances where that makes a huge difference. So if you're like most average DIYers, being able to go in today with your Revotile, go straight over the top of your existing floor, lay it, grout it, same day, be walking on it and using it, that is the power of Revotile. So the 3/16-inch spacers I was mentioning actually go around the perimeter. So you can see how I have it laid out over here. What this does is it keeps a space gap between the tile and the wall. Because the tiles lock together, it creates, imagine like a big plate that moves and expands and contracts slightly together. Now the tile itself will not expand and contract, but the backer that it's on top of that's all clicked together, we need just a little bit of breathability and movability for that to be able to react for temperature and moisture changes over time. Now, as we start through, I'm going to show you guys a little up close detail of how the tile clicks together. You start with the tongue side. There's a tongue and a groove side to the tile, but you'll start with the tongue side into the wall, and then you have the tongue into the groove, and you just drop it right in. On all the tiles, you're going to see that there's a beautiful grout joint that's super consistent. Because it's a mechanical lock, the grout joint stays perfect between every single tile. In fact, with the 12x24 tiles, it's a perfect 1/8-inch gap, which is a really, really nice small gap. These tiles are rectified, which means that they're perfectly rectangular with straight and perpendicular sides, so we can get that really, really tight grout joint with consistency. There's another thing that this does for the average DIYer that's a little bit harder to do with real tile, which is get perfect lippage. Now, what that means is lippage is when you have two different tiles that come together and its ability to get offset from one another that might catch a toe that nobody really wants to deal with. What Revotile does is if it clicks together, your lippage is going to be perfect. So it's going to look like you're a pro, even if you've never tried it before. Now, again, to back up just a little bit, Revotile can go over almost any existing floor as long as it's clean, dry, and stable. And with a standard flatness rating of only 3/16 of an inch, over 10 feet, you can put this floor on top of almost anything, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, because it sits on top of Rapid Prep, which is this provided underlayment, you're going to be able to completely remove thin set from your entire tile laying operation. That removes all the tools, all the 5-gallon buckets, all the powder, all the mixing, all the waiting. You know how you have to wait for that stuff to slake and then you have to mix it again. And then you have the paddle wheel that's covered with cement that you have to go outside and wash that paddle wheel off with the water hose. All of that stuff is gone and we can get immediately to laying tile. Now, the average DIYer should be able to lay between 300 and I would say about 500 square foot by themselves in a single day. If you have a more experience laying flooring, laying tile, or even laying laminate or LVT, you could likely get upwards of 1,000 square feet by yourself in a single day. This is truly game-changing for pretty much everybody. Okay, next up is grout. Now, grout is one of the things that also becomes really easy with Revotile. This is called rapid grout. This is a pre-mixed urethane grout. RevoTile provides this right now in already 12 colors, which are a perfect selection to match the entire RevoTile line. You just simply can spread it on top and basically work in about 3 square foot squares. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, so you can clean it off easily and you're not going to ever have to go back. Now, a lot of questions I get asked about RevoTile is, when it's on this backer, how hard is it to cut? And do you have to have proprietary tools? In fact, you can just use a standard dry score and snap saw, which is exactly what I would recommend for all of these types of tiles. You simply can score it, snap it. You can use a wet saw as well for more complicated cuts. But the beauty is you need no specialty tools for a RevoTile. Now I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you, while this is going together, while this is being installed, you can actually walk on top of this tile and not hurt it before it's grouted. This is something that's great, especially if you're tag teaming with another individual. Somebody can be laying the tile and the other person can be grouting at the same time the other person is laying. This is another thing that really speeds up the entire process. Okay, I did want to show you guys a couple of the tools that come in the provided toolkit as well. You have a saw face mallet. This rubber hit block, it's not really rubber, but it's a plastic. It's pretty hard, but what it's going to do is it goes over the edge and it protects the edge of the tile and allows you to seat it all together. This pull bar actually allows you to get up next to the wall on your far end, stick it around the edge, and then hit with a hammer to seat these joints together. Again, these are all fairly easy items to accomplish in the install. One of the other big questions I get is, so Chip, this seems awesome. It goes down fast, it's cost effective, it's beautiful. There's a lot of ranges of colors, sizes, and definitely on trend looks. What happens in 6 months if for some reason somebody, drops something and happens to damage or breaks one of the tiles? What do you do? Well, that's one of the easiest things that you can actually fix with RevoTile. The only tool you really even need is a oscillating tool, which is, this is exactly how you would remove an existing tile. It basically is a tool with a tile blade on it, which is basically just small pieces of diamond dust on a metal disc. And you turn it on, and all you have to do is take the grout out just like this and cut through the backer on the back of the tile, not the underlayment. The tile then releases because there's nothing bonding it down. All you have to do is take a new tile, put construction adhesive around the back of it, put it back in place, and re-grout. You're good to go in about 5 minutes. So tile replacement, tile install, price point, and availability are all working in your favor if you're a DIYer or a professional and are wanting to get a beautiful porcelain tile floor installed in your home or light commercial space as early as tomorrow. So reach out to your local premier Daltile dealer. They're going to be able to hook you up, get some of this tile in your hands immediately. This is a project that can definitely make a marked improvement on any space, and I can personally guarantee you won't be disappointed. Thanks so much for joining and watching. I'm so excited to have shared RevoTile with each of you. Remember, you can find all of this at daltile.com/RevoTile. And if you have any other tiling projects, remember, Daltile is your one-stop shop for all things tile, natural stone, countertops, both inside and out. We'll see you next time.